South Indian House. In the heart of a frost-covered Finnish town, South Indian House stood as a sanctuary of warmth and spice. Behind the counter was Chef Aswin, a man whose soul was seasoned with the traditions of Chettinadu. To him, cooking was not just a profession, it was viruntombal, the sacred duty of hospitality. Every mustard seed he popped and every curry leaf he tempered was a tribute to his heritage, intended to bring comfort to those braving the Nordic winter. Aswin's kitchen was a temple of authenticity where he maintained the standard of 27 distinct types of sambar. He took great pride in his craft, using a specific house blend of spices and the tartness of tamarind, as per Chettinadu tradition. He knew that in authentic South Indian cuisine, lemon was never a substitute for tamarind in sambar. He moved with practiced grace, balancing the heat of chilies with the earthiness of coriander, honoring a legacy that required no shortcuts. But the peace of the kitchen was frequently shattered by Vikram, a customer who seemed to feast on negativity. Despite Aswin's efforts to be polite, Vikram would order food and then flood social media with one-star reviews. He demanded lemon in his sambar and mocked the traditional tamarind base. Vikram's presence in the dining room often felt like a storm cloud, leaving Maya, the restaurant's assistant, anxious every time the notification bell chimed on their business profile. The tension boiled over during a busy Friday night. Vikram stormed to the counter, complaining that the sambar lacked lemon and the cabbage in his rice was nothing but string. Aswin didn't flinch. He produced a small bowl of his tamarind base and explained the technical necessity of the 2mm shred. The shred is about surface area, Aswin said firmly. It allows for the perfect char in seconds. Cubes are for stews, not for the fire of a wok. He met Vikram's mockery with the cold, hard facts of culinary science. After Vikram left, Maya showed Aswin the latest comments online. The abuse had escalated into personal attacks written in aggressive Hindi, filled with vulgar language and cyberbullying. Vikram mocked Aswin for not being fluent in Hindi, targeting him because he spoke only English and his native Tamil. Maya's eyes were glassy with unshed tears as she read the translated insults that questioned their dignity and their right to run a business in Finland. To restore the spirit of his team, Aswin called a meeting in the kitchen. He placed a fresh head of cabbage on the block to demonstrate the technical necessity of their methods. A chef's knife speaks the language of the dish, he told Maya. He began with the thin shredded, julienne, cut. For Indo-Chinese fried rice and noodles, we slice it to 2mm. This allows it to flash cook in the wok, retaining its crunch while absorbing the sauce. Cubes would stay raw and ruin the texture. He then demonstrated the rough hand-torn and large square cuts. For a rustic stir-fry, we tear the leaves by hand, he explained, showing the jagged edges to Maya. These uneven surfaces hold onto thick sauces better. And these large squares? They are for slow-simmered hot pots and soups, providing structural integrity so the vegetable doesn't vanish into the broth. Each cut has a specific scientific purpose. Finally, he showed the very fine chopped technique. His knife moved in a rhythmic blur, reducing the leaves to tiny jewels. This is for dumplings in Manchurian, he said. It allows us to squeeze out moisture so the filling stays tight. A true professional respects the purpose of the cut. We do not change our culinary standards to satisfy the ego of a bully who lacks the technical knowledge of a kitchen. The following day, the phone rang. It was Vikram again, launching into another tirade of profanity in Hindi. He demanded a custom order, punctuating his request with more slurs against the staff's background and linguistic abilities. Aswin took the phone from Maya. He listened silently to the abuse, realizing that Vikram wasn't a guest seeking a meal. He was a harasser seeking a victim. The Virunthambal ethos applied to guests, but it did not demand the sacrifice of one's self-respect. "Sir," Aswin said, his voice cold and steady, "our food is made with respect, and it requires respect to be eaten. I am canceling your current order and blocking your account from our system. Your money is not worth the dignity of my team." He hung up the phone before Vikram could respond. Aswin went to the restaurant's computer and, with a final click, ended the cycle of harassment that had plagued them for weeks. Aswin turned to Maya. "A restaurant is a home," he said firmly. "In our home, we treat everyone with honor, but we also protect our own. We will continue to cook authentic Chettinadu food, with our 27 types of sambar and julienned cabbage in our rice, because our professional integrity is the most important ingredient we have." Maya smiled, the tension finally leaving her shoulders as she felt the safety of her workplace restored. Peace returned to South Indian House. The snow continued to fall outside, but inside, the air was filled with the honest aroma of spices and the sound of genuine laughter. The negative reviews faded away, replaced by the warmth of customers who appreciated the chef's uncompromising dedication to his craft. Aswin stood at his stove, content in the knowledge that his kitchen remained a place of true flavor, traditional standards, and unshakable dignity.